A routine flight becomes the beginning of one of America's greatest mysteries. A briefcase in hand, his intentions unknown. November 24th, 1971, Portland, Oregon. Flight 305 is preparing for departure. Northwest Orient Flight 305, a short routine trip scheduled before Thanksgiving. This was a different era. Before scanners, before strict security. A time when anyone could board a plane with minimal checks. Passengers took their seats, unaware of the events about to unfold. A man calling himself Dan Cooper. Calm, composed, nondescript. Nothing about him seemed out of place, yet something felt unusual. The flight took off on schedule, but destiny had other plans. Inside, everything seemed calm, until the moment it changed. A note was passed, changing the course of history. Her eyes widened, but her training kicked in. Inside, what appeared to be a bomb, real or bluff, nobody knew. He wrote his demands, $200,000 and 4 parachutes, leaving no room for negotiation. The crew complied, prioritizing the safety of everyone on board. In the cockpit, the crew weighed their options, with hundreds of lives at stake. On the ground, authorities prepared to satisfy his demands, hoping for a peaceful outcome. They agreed to land in Seattle, to deliver the ransom. Night was falling as the plane arrived with one request left: the ransom. Authorities stood by, tense but ready, every contingency prepared. The ransom arrived, $200,000 in bills that would become central evidence. Bundles were loaded into the aircraft, every note marked for tracing. Passengers were released into the Seattle night, unaware of what would come next. But Cooper stayed, and the plane prepared for a second takeoff. Into the darkness they flew, with only Cooper aboard. Storm clouds gathered over dense forests. A perfect setting for disappearance. He prepared his parachute, alone, determined, and ready. Danger signs flickered on instruments, but he remained undeterred. Without warning, the rear stairs descended, a leap into legend. He jumped into stormy skies. Never witnessed again. No body, no parachute, just silence in the forest. And so begins the investigation, one that would stretch for decades. Within hours, the FBI was mobilized. Tracing a ghost with a briefcase, investigators meticulously recreated the scene, hoping for a clue. The infamous note and parachutes became the first tangible evidence. Agents created a psychological profile. A man careful, intelligent, and calm. Each parachute was studied, looking for unique marks or defects. Every bill was traced, yet the money seemed to vanish without a trace. Witness accounts confirmed the calm demeanor, but offered few clues. Authorities inspected every inch of the plane and tarmac for overlooked evidence. Treacherous weather complicated the search. A jump into near impenetrable darkness. Cooper disappeared over hundreds of square miles, leaving only speculation. Search parties combed the terrain, but found nothing definitive. A single $20 bill surfaced, a haunting trace of the vanished man. The media dubbed him D.B. Cooper, sparking a nationwide obsession. Thousands of tips poured in from every corner of the country. FBI documentation grew, every lead meticulously logged. Suspects were questioned, but none matched the ghostly figure of Cooper. Profile suggested a man calm under pressure, familiar with parachuting, but elusive. His knowledge of parachutes hinted at prior experience, but proof remained missing. The airline revised procedures, trying to prevent another incident like Cooper's. Forensic efforts were intensive. Fingerprints, handwriting, serial numbers were analyzed. Tip lines rang nonstop, each lead painstakingly investigated. Air searches covered hundreds of miles. Yet the man had vanished. Every artifact was scrutinized, hoping for a breakthrough. Weekly briefings ensured the case remained top priority, but answers were elusive. Every riverbank, every clearing was searched, yet no trace of the parachute remained. Letters flooded the FBI, most wild, some credible, none definitive. Fingerprints yielded nothing. Cooper remained a shadow. The money's path disappeared almost instantly. No one knew where it went. Experts confirmed the jump was risky. Only a skilled jumper could survive. Weeks turned into months, yet Cooper remained untraceable. The public was captivated. The legend grew with each retelling. Decades of pursuit would follow, yet no solid lead emerged. The investigation was exhaustive, yet the mystery only deepened. Over decades, D.B. Cooper became more than a man. He became a legend. Theories abounded, from seasoned skydivers to career criminals. Experts recreated the jump, confirming survival was possible, but unlikely for most. Some ransom money surfaced years later, teasing answers that never fully came. Let's consider one possible scenario, a hypothetical reconstruction of his escape. Careful planning was crucial. He selected Flight 305 with precision. Blending in, he boarded unnoticed, a ghost in plain sight. A simple note, yet it changed history. Ransom money or else. The cash was delivered, fueling one of America's most enduring mysteries. Into the night sky he leapt, disappearing into legend. No trace was found, only speculation filled the void. Perhaps he survived, blending into wilderness, unseen by all. Experts traced likely escape routes, but none could confirm his path. In theory, Cooper may have lived quietly, his true identity forever hidden. His legend persists, an unsolved puzzle of daring and audacity. Countless stories immortalized him, inspiring intrigue across generations. The FBI eventually closed active pursuit. The case remains officially unsolved. Most of the ransom money was never recovered, a ghostly trail. Decades later, Cooper remains a shadow, a mystery that eludes explanation. A man, a leap, and a legend that refuses to fade. Online forums and enthusiasts continue to debate who he was and where he went. New techniques occasionally reopen the case. Yet Cooper's identity remains a mystery. Airline security underwent permanent changes, inspired by one audacious hijacker. From coins to comic books, Cooper's story lives on in pop culture. Despite decades of effort, the fundamental questions remain. Who was D.B. Cooper? A criminal mastermind or a desperate man? He vanished without trace, an escape as audacious as it was mysterious. Cooper's legend inspired fear, curiosity, and endless investigation. If he survived, he may have lived quietly, far from the world's gaze. Only a fraction of the ransom money was ever found. The rest remains lost. The story continues to captivate. A mystery that defies closure. What do you believe? Could Cooper have escaped, or is he gone forever? A daring crime, an unsolved case. A man who became legend. Was this the truth, or just one possible explanation? The mystery of D.B. Cooper endures.